Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is quite a serious one because I'm going to be talking about my journey with PCOS. So if you don't know what PCOS is, it's essentially a hormone imbalance that affects the way your ovaries work. So I was diagnosed with PCOS quite late. In year 8 I started to have back pains that were very, very bad. They really affected my ability to go about my everyday life. I spent a lot of time off school, spent a lot of weekends at home. Like, I just had a very painful time when my back was affected by it. But another fact about me is that I also have cysts on my kidneys, so that was more related to the cysts on my kidneys, I think, but could still be related to the ovaries too. So unfortunately for me, I have cysts on both my ovaries and my kidneys, which sucks. So it took a long time to actually get to my diagnosis. I was in and out of hospital quite a lot because they didn't know what was wrong with me, and I had loads of ultrasounds and things like that. I even had physiotherapy for my back, which helped a bit, but you know. So I remember when I got diagnosed with it, I was 15. I had an ultrasound and they told me that I had cysts on my ovaries. At the time they were quite small because they tend to be quite small. I'm still like going back every 6-ish months to see how they've grown in size, or, you know, smallened up. So there's 10-year-old me laying in the bed and they tell me that I have PCOS. So at the time I didn't really understand what it meant. I didn't really understand ovulation, not gonna lie. But the first symptom that I noticed was my irregular bleeding. So it would take around like 6 months for me to have a period, and if I did have a period, which was really rare, it was very, very bad. Like, it was heavier than your average period. It was like I was being torn apart, literally like having a chainsaw. Yeah. So obviously with them I spent a lot of time off school again. This is why I had bad attendance in high school. Yeah, I feel like it affected me more than pain wise, because now I feel like I've gotten myself back on track in terms of having a regular bleeding pattern. So unfortunately for me, I was kind of destined to get PCOS, considering it is genetic, and there's 2 people in my family that have PCOS related illnesses. For example, my mum has a thyroid problem which has the same symptoms of PCOS, so excessive hair growth, hair thinning, and also infertility. So when I was told that it would be hard for me to get pregnant, at the time I didn't really care because I was 15, that wasn't my priority, and at the time I was just like, I don't even want a baby in the future. But now that I've kind of progressed, I'm now 17, and not now, but in the future I do want a child, so the whole infertility thing is something that's going to be a problem for me. Yeah, so so I'm going to read you the general symptoms of PCOS off the NHS website, because after that I'm going to talk about the symptoms that I have, because some of them I didn't actually get, luckily. Okay, so symptoms of PCOS: irregular periods or no periods at all, difficulty getting pregnant as a result of irregular ovulation or failure to ovulate, excessive hair growth, weight gain, thinning hair, oily skin, or acne. Okay, so they're the general symptoms of PCOS. If you're experiencing any of those things, then it's probably important for you to get yourself assessed to see if you have it, because finding out early is probably the best thing that you can do. So you can get put on drugs for infertility like metformin. Metformin also helps with weight loss. I'm going on metformin soon because I'm finding it hard to lose weight without having that extra bit of help. So yes, I've watched a lot of videos on metformin and people's journey with losing weight with it, and you know, it's been successful for a lot of people, as well as being successful for people in terms of helping their fertility. So yeah, I'm going to talk about my symptoms and try not to cry, because honestly symptoms of PCOS are very embarrassing. They make you feel very insecure, and yeah. Okay, so the first symptom I experienced was irregular bleeding. I know I've already talked about it, but my periods were very irregular. Sometimes I wouldn't even have one, like I wouldn't bleed at all. A lot of women would say you're lucky for not being able to bleed, but it's kind of really confusing because you don't know why your body is doing that, because you're told that you're meant to have a period every month, so it's kind of disheartening when your body's out of whack. So excessive hair growth. So I don't know if any of you have noticed, but it's kind of really obvious in a makeup routine that I'm posting soon, but I have excessive hair growth literally everywhere, and this is something that I used to get bullied for a lot. So mainly on me, my excessive hair growth is on my face, around this area here, but every girl gets a little bit of peach fuzz, so that's not that bad. But I do get really bad hair growth here, and I also get ingrown hairs here. You can like see the spot where it comes out of. It's disgusting, and it makes me feel really insecure. Also my arms, I get a lot of hair on my arms. My underarms are like possible to shave, and they come back really thick because PCOS makes you grow more hair, because essentially the hormone that's released is testosterone, which is a male hormone, and you know, guys tend to be quite hairy. I also get really bad hair growth on my legs. I'd say my legs is the worst, but you know, most of the time your girl can't really be bothered to shave her legs, and unfortunately for me it's summer now, so if I'm going out and I want to wear shorts, I literally have to shave my legs every day because they grow back that quick and that thick. Thank you, PCOS, I appreciate it. Yeah, so the hair growth is one of the things that makes me feel probably the most insecure. Weight gain / difficulty losing weight. So I've been on many different diets. I've tried many different exercise plans. There was a time in my life where I would do like squats, you know, all that kind of stuff every day, or mostly every day, because you can't overdo it or you hurt yourself. I found that the hard way. So there was a time in my life where I would exercise all the time, and it would just make no difference or little difference, no matter like if it was across many months or a year. It wasn't coming off. I was still like this. Like you can see that I'm not the skinniest person. I was bullied a lot for my weight. If you want to watch my high school experience video, I'm pretty sure I talked about this in there. I will link it. But yeah, PCOS affected my weight quite a lot, and it is really difficult to lose weight when you have PCOS. It's really disheartening when you try for it, because you just feel like you're trying everything you can and it's just not coming off. Like it feels impossible, and it just makes you feel really depressed and really unconfident. So the next symptom that I got was acne. Now I never really realised that I had acne because it only just started. So when I am coming on my period, I'll get spots down here, but that's just the normal hormonal place to get spots. But I have noticed that on my forehead, as you can tell, I have under the skin spots, and that is the kind of acne that comes from polycystic ovaries. Now they say that if you have PCOS you'll have oily skin. I know my skin looks a bit oily right now, but trust me, it's as dry as the desert. Like, I have naturally dry skin. Yeah, so that's just one of the things that I didn't get from having PCOS. Fatigue. Okay, this is a big one for me. I'm always tired, like always tired. I get tired so easily. I cancel plans a lot to stay in bed because I can't move, or it's not like I'm too lazy, it's just I feel like I physically can't. Depression is another symptom of PCOS. Quite rightly so, because you feel insecure, you have this body image problem that is it's hard to love the skin you're in. So yeah, depression can develop through having PCOS, though mine more or less developed through the bullying in high school and all of those elements. So I wouldn't really blame PCOS on my depression, but I wouldn't really blame my depression on PCOS, but like, it doesn't help. Pelvic pain. So yeah, I didn't really know that I was going to sit on the internet and talk about my pelvic pain, but here we are. Even when I'm not on my period, sometimes I will get pelvic pain. Don't worry guys, it's not STI related. That is a totally different thing, and I'm clean of them. But yeah, you just get, you know, pelvic pain sometimes, and it's not great. It can happen after sex, it can happen when you haven't had sex. It's just, yeah, PCOS is just brutal, guys. Yeah, but my headaches are mostly PCOS related or stress related, because I get stressed very easily. Or it's like being a teenage girl but also having PCOS is like the worst thing, because you've got like your hormones from being a teenager, but then you've got like the PCOS symptoms, and together it's just a deadly combination. So the last thing I want to talk about is being infertile. So I have never really had the opportunity to test whether my infertility is actually that, but that's obviously because I'm too young to put myself in that position. I'm too young to have a baby. In my opinion, I'm 17, I want to go to uni, I want to just live my life a little before I settle down and have a family. So yeah, I imagine that I would find it very hard when it gets to that stage, because I know that Ellie from Ellie and Jared has polycystic ovaries, and she's kind of like my hope, because she has 2 beautiful children and another one on the way. So she's kind of proof that even if you do have PCOS, there is help out there that you can get. So there's like IVF and all of that stuff. But Ellie is kind of like my hope for the future that I can have one, even though we both have like different body types. Obviously she would find it not easy, but easier than I am with my body type, because obviously with this illness you have to try and maintain it by losing weight, and obviously that's not working out for me right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop this video before I like tear up and stuff, because I don't know, it does make me really sad. But yeah, if you want more of these kind of story times where I talk about serious topics, then give me a thumbs up and give me a comment so I can know that you like these kind of videos. I might make an update on my PCOS stuff when I go on metformin, because I feel like I'll have a lot to talk about with it. So bye guys.